Hello everyone, welcome back to Pixel Village and I'm Radha Krishnan. A typical 3-point lighting is about a key light, a fill light and of course a hair light. Well, that will create a textbook quality lighting where the teacher will be very happy about that lighting. But in real life, in nature, it doesn't happen really. And most of the time, those images that you get in, the real lighting which the sun god and the reflector light kind of gives you, create such an interesting image that you cannot get through with these 3-point lighting, textbook style lighting. Lots of photographers and lots of cinematographers in particular talk about these happy accidents. Well, they keep looking for interesting light situations whenever they travel. In all opportunity, they try to kind of remember those lights, those fantastic, unusual kind of lighting, which is very different from those typical 3-point lighting. And they try to recreate that in their movies and their stills. And they look so real, but they are created because sun god doesn't stay in that place for long enough for you to, finish a shoot or finish a scene. So you have to recreate those using artificial lights. Recently, we did a shoot in our studio where we had to recreate a restaurant kind of a look in the studio. And this video is about how we achieve that look. We're going to show you everything that we did in that studio for our audience. Take a look at it. So, we have Priya helping us in today's shoot. Priya Ashok, she's an actress and a model. Okay, now before we get into the shoot, I'm going to ask Priya, why don't you give out your Insta handle so that our viewers can follow you in case if you'd like to.
Yes, so my Instagram handle is PiaSlaySmart. You can find me by username Priya Ashok.
Hey, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so get into the shoot, all right? So what we are trying to do is to set up a restaurant-like look in our studio. You've seen our studio, you know how messy it is. But in a small place, we are trying to recreate a studio, a restaurant-like, a coffee shop-like situation. So I'm going to go to this side and explain the lighting. I'm sure you've seen these fashion shots of, models sitting with a coffee in a restaurant and all that. Very nicely lit and very softly lit, and probably there's one streak of sunlight maybe hitting the body, glass, etc., which makes that light or that lighting or that scene a little more interesting. So what I have done is I've used a Godox, a continuous light, a Godox SL200 on the other side. I have mounted a ProFoto mega light. One of those huge mega umbrellas, the XXL ones, on the other side with a diffuser. So the umbrella is bouncing the light back in through a diffuser. It's further skimmed through this frosted, glass. It's a DIY. We made it in the studio for these kind of shots. And the light is now skimming through that and hitting Priya's face. Okay. Now to create that additional streak of sunlight, I have an Aputure 300D, from through this. And it's through a snoot, it's hitting here. Can you see this light? Can you see the light difference? That's what is hitting here. Let me switch it off and on for you. Okay, this is without that sun streak. See how boring it is? And I'm going to add that. Okay, I can increase the intensity so that I don't burn anything there in my scene. But, it creates nicely complement the sequence. I have also used a cutter to kind of control that, that small shaft of light. That's about the lighting. Of course, in the backdrop, I've given an even lighting for the backdrop. a 4x8 poly board is used to kind of throw light back onto the backdrop. Here it is the SL200 lighting the backdrop. Now, very low light, okay? I'm working at 1000 ISO and the light is only 2.8. Let's get into the shoot now. To create a sense of more depth in the picture, I added this bottle in front of the camera close to the lens. You can see the difference with and without. Now, I want to use this mirror a little creatively, to add a little more drama into this shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch the sun that we have here and slightly redirect. And of course, the mirror reflects the light and the light become a little more sharper, okay? And I'm going to throw that here, on her body. So it will bring in that, what's the right word? A cared, careless way of lighting. I'm sure you've seen this kind of lighting if you've been observing, that is, okay? So I'm going to catch the sun and I'm going to kind of throw, like this on Apurva. Can you help me with this? Sure. Okay. So that's going to come and fall here. Nice. Okay, let me shoot this. Hope you like that image and the light setup, and hope you agree with what I was telling you earlier about textbook style lighting versus getting inspired by natural lighting. Well, of course, to create that, you must have your lighting fundamentals in place first. So if you are someone who wants to learn your photography fundamentals, your lighting fundamentals, well, head over to pixelvillage.com. We have tons of study materials there. You can log in, watch the trailers, and subscribe to a class of your choice and start your photography learning journey. Bye for now.